Let's make welcome Mr. Richard Chile, also known as the Executive. Put your hands together for him as he comes forward to dish out value upon value. Keep clapping till he gets here, please. He has 45 minutes for this presentation. Keep clapping till he takes over the microphone. In 45 minutes, he'll be dishing out value. Keep clapping. No, I'm not satisfied. Keep clapping, keep clapping. 45 minutes, he'll give you value. Keep clapping, keep clapping. Excellent, 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 excellent. Please, those of you who are below 18, can you quickly collect your drink and go and sit down? Thank you. Let's welcome you. Thank you, sir. Here you go.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I mean, that's not how you say good morning. You don't drink finish now. You say, yeah. Good morning, everybody. Oh, sorry. Good afternoon, everybody. I think some of us are still drinking. Should we wait for them? So today we're discussing customer service, or rather customer experience. So the point of our case study is going to be on designing effective customer experience that make brands what? 2, 3. So we're going to focus on being adored, being loved, and being patronized. Because if customers adore you, love you, they will consistently do what? Patronize you. So the key word there is consistently. Jeff. So the key word is consistently. So we don't want them to patronize you one-off. We want them to patronize you today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, and even go as far as telling their own friends to come and do business with you, right? So that's the key word. So the next slide, please. Okay, my name is Richard Chile. Richard Chile. I'm from Imo State, so the name is Chile. So if we want to finalize it, we say it's Chile. Yeah. So I work with Richard and Malcolm Consulting. So Richard and Malcolm Consulting is basically a business development and management company. So we develop businesses and we manage businesses. So we are basically a business development and management company based in where? In Port Harcourt. And as a business development company, we have focus points. I call it our 4 cardinal points. So I think every business should have their cardinal points too. So when I stock my own, you ask yourself, do I have this? If you don't have this, try as much as possible now to begin to try to inculcate it in your business. It mustn't be like our own, okay? But just think. So as a business consulting company, we have focus points, or we call them cardinal points. The number one is that we have one of our cardinal points is called the organization. So as a business, we have a big focus, a huge focus on the organization. So in Richard and Malcolm Consulting, we say that every organization is called a societal influencer. A societal determinant. Please just listen please. So we say in Richard and Malcolm Consulting that every business is called a societal determinant. So what does that mean in the smallest sense? It means that a business has the power to determine how the society behaves. Do you agree with that? What's the name of your business, ma'am? Grandkids. Vine Kids. Okay, Divine Kids is a school. Beautiful. Now, do we agree that Divine Kids has the power to determine where is it situated? Port Harcourt? Onitsha. Do you agree that Divine Kids has the power to determine how Onitsha and its environs behave? Do you agree with that? What's the name of your business? True Gem Real Estate. Do you believe that her business has the power to shape how River State behaves? So collectively, we believe that if you run your business very well, or the business is run very well, with values, with a philosophy, we're going to go into all those. We believe that if the business is run very well, her business is run very well, your business is run very well, our business is run very well in River State, do you think that River State is going to change for good? Yeah. So the whole focus we have, one of the main focuses is that we believe that the organization is a societal determinant. So we want you to run your business so well, with purpose, with value, with vision, and all that, so well that the society begins to transform. So when people come into Rivers State, people just say, wow, this city, this state is amazing. Now, it is amazing because of the small businesses in that environment, not because of the politicians. But you see, we live in a society where the politicians decide how the society behaves. And whether or not you like it, the politicians are what we call the microcosm. What does it mean? It simply means that a minute number, imagine Rivers State, imagine Nigeria. Let's use Nigeria because I like to use Nigeria. Imagine Nigeria. Politicians are deciding or influencing how we behave. And if Nigerians are close to, how many are we? What's our population now? Say 200. Let's use 200 million. If we use 200 million as a population figure, entrepreneurs alone are up to how many? Let's give a guess. No, now we're more than that. Entrepreneurs alone, we're up to 100 million. You should be. Let's use a wild guess, 100 million. How many do you think the politicians are? Less than. Beautiful. So why do we allow the politicians to influence the society much more than what we can do? Have you ever thought of that before? Beautiful. It's the mindset. So we simply believe that the organization is called a societal determinant. If run very well, if furthered very well, if pushed very well, it can decide how we all behave collectively. Number two, we believe in what we call the entrepreneur. That is you. You. Everybody seated down here. We believe in you. We believe that you are what we call the societal influencer. So how you behave has the ability, has the chance to influence how the people that work with you behave. Do you agree with that? Fine. So if you're a thief, I'm not saying you're a thief. I'm saying the big if. Because I'm using the worst one because many of us are like that. Even though we come to play sense. I've worked with many entrepreneurs. I know what I'm saying. If you're a liar, trust me, there is what we call brand personification. How the person that runs the brand behaves is going to influence how virtually everybody that works with him behaves. So if you're a liar, don't be so, hey, when did you start to lie to your people? No, now. They will lie. If you're the kind of person that comes to our front and says, oh, we're good guys, we have integrity, oh, see our value here, blah, 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 blah. And when I leave, you now tell the guy that writes the check, how far have you bribed that guy? Tomorrow, the guy is going to find a way to exploit you. So we say the entrepreneur is called a societal influencer. See what happens here when you begin to run your businesses very well. You run your school, I work with you. That's what we call organizational culture. That's what we call a philosophy that every business will have. The moment I begin to work with you, that philosophy is going to rub off on me. If it's a good philosophy, I take it home, I have children, I have a family. And this or whatever that I've gotten here will rub off on my own children. My children go to school and somebody lies and they say, no, we don't lie in my family. We don't lie in my house. And this other person's children goes to that same school and says, we don't lie in my house. Your children goes to that same school and say, we don't lie in my house. What do you think the society is going to change? For the good, for the better. So we believe in our business that every entrepreneur is called a societal influencer. Now follow us. Then the third belief we have, we say we have 4 cardinal points. The third one we have is what we call the employees. We believe in the employees so much that we believe that they are the engine that spin the wheels of the organization. Without your employees, you're doing nothing. You can't be the CEO and become the accountant, can you? You can't be the CEO, become the accountant, become the CSR, become the CRM person, become the project management person. You can't do everything. So you need people to work with you, right? And for the record, people do not work for you. People work with you. Yeah. People don't work for you. People work with you to achieve what? An organizational goal. You want to achieve something. The moment you set up your business, it is designed to achieve something. Nobody sets up a business in a vacuum. The reason you set up that business is because I want to achieve something. So it's called what we call an organizational goal or organizational objective. An objective I want to achieve, a target. So you cannot do it alone. So you need people to follow you. That is why you are the visionary. So you set up the vision and your missionaries will follow you. Who are the missionaries? The employees, fine. So your employees must be well taken care of, must be loved, must be adored. You must love your people. You must adore your people so that they can put their hands with you on that plow and take this wheel to where you want to take it to. So we mentioned how many? 3. Number 1 is organization now. Number 2 is, talk now. We've just drank. Why are you talking like you're hungry? Are we hungry? Fine. Number 1 is, number 2 is, number 3 is, the number 4 is who we consider the most important people in a business. The moment you start up your business, these guys are the most important people. Without them in our business, you say you're running a charity. But even if you're running a charity, you need people now. Abby, you need people. So the number 4 people will, no, this is not it. Please don't run ahead of me. So we're still here. So the last people we focus on are who we call the customers. Your customers are the most important line of people you must face in your business. Your customers. And that's why we're here today. Let's go to the next slide, please. So before we start this conversation, it's called, I don't want to call it a training. Let's just call it a conversation, right? So as a business person here, arrange these 3 concepts, these 3 business concepts in the right sequence. So we don't have a right or wrong answer. Just in your own, maybe 1 to 2 people can stand up and tell us why they arrange it like that. So number 1, competition. Number 2, customer. Number 3, cost. These are the 3 C's in every business. You must face these 3 C's. So which one do you think will come first? Is it because I am talking about customers now? So everybody wants to jump customer now. Okay, who said cost? Who said cost? Okay, why? Why would you choose cost as number 1? Like I said, we don't have a wrong or right answer. Right? Okay. Okay. Yeah, there is no wrong or right answer. Oh. Okay, before you set up a business, there's one question we want to always ask you. People always ask that question. Who is your target audience? Who do you want to sell to? So the moment I ask you that question, what comes into your mind? The first person you should consider why I'm setting up my business, Chris Limen will tell you now, is the customer. Then the second one, after you now choose the customer, the kind of people you want to serve, we call it audience intelligence. You now say, these are the kind of people I want to sell to. We now even come down to customer segmentation and ask ourselves, do I want to sell to the elites or to the middle class or to the lower class? Even inside the middle class, we have to break it into 3 core areas. The upper middle class, the middle class, and the lower middle class. Then we now come down to lower class and speak all our grammar there. Then after you choose the people you want to serve, you now peg your price. If I want to sell to people like Dangote, I want to sell this water to people like Dangote. How much is this water? Maybe 50 naira or 100 naira. 200. Oh. I want to sell this water to Dangote. Do you think I'll sell it 200 naira? Fine. So you see, my customer determines my cost. But you know the funny thing that many of us do? They start with the competition, like she has said. They run. Who are my competition? You begin to struggle your head, break your head, crack. In business circle, why your competitions are very important, they don't really exist. Don't pay them too mind. Otherwise, you waste your resources. Not just money. When I talk about resources, not just money, you waste your time focusing on people that do not care about you. The only time you should look at them is sometime when you want to do your competition analysis. You can say, okay, what are these people doing? How do I? But after then, they don't really matter. You should expend your time trying to cut your customers, identify them, attract them, and retain them. These three things. You say, I'm going to identify who my customers are. I'm going to look for ways, strategies to do what? To attract them. And the most difficult and most important is how to do what? So whatever conversation we're going to have today is how to retain your customers. Is that okay? Fine. So next slide, please. Now, before we go into this place, I'd like to lay some small emphasis or ground rules when it comes to customers. Many people feel like, well, first of all, we say, who are customers? Who are the customers? You say what? You see, those people that come in to buy from you are the customers. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's that. So you say, in every business, you have two types of customers. You have the internal customers and the external customers. Now, the people that work with you, your employees, are the number one customers. Yeah, they're your number one customers. You're the internal customers. And number two is what? The external customers. So in this conversation, we're going to deal on the two types of customers. When I'm having this conversation, I'm going to tell you these people are the internal and these people are the external. Right? So we follow up. So number one is that number one ground rule is your external customers do not care about you. Your external customers do not care about you. The moment your customer pay for this service, they don't care how you do. They don't care what has happened. They don't care whether while the trailer is bringing this water, the trailer now fell into one ditch. You now hired 20 capacity trailers to bring it out. EFCC now caught you on the road. That is why you did not bring the services on time. The customers do not care about all those stories you're talking about. The moment the customer pays, the customer needs the services. So in between on what happens is your business, not the customer's business. So when the customer says, but you told me you were going to deliver by 2, you now start saying, but now, rain now fell. In Lekki, so that plenty rain. And you think the customer will understand with you? Why? You do not have any right to place that burden on the customer. It is your responsibility to deal with it. I'm saying this because it is becoming too common. In fact, I was in a room with one of my friends, a publisher. He told somebody, I'm going to deliver your work in, I think it was 3 weeks. And the person made full payment, gave him all the money and all that. And within that period, of course, I knew what happened. While the customer was calling, he was shouting, you're supposed to know now. The other day was public holiday. And after the public holiday, this one now happened. We don't work and all. The customer said, but I paid you. I paid you. The moment somebody has removed his hard-earned money to give you, any other story you're talking about is rubbish. I want to lay that ground rule. Number 2 is that every customer here, even you, every customer think in a community. No customer thinks in isolation. Even you sit down here, you think in a community. If I continue to serve you well, you probably have a community that you talk about me inside. You can't keep the good story to yourself. And you're going to say, okay, let's use this training as an example. After this training, you probably go home and talk to your wife, your girlfriend, anybody around you. I attended one sweet training today. I hope my own is sweet. So when you talk my story, please say my own. Other people, I don't know what you talk about their own, but please say you met Richard and Richard was very good. Yeah. So Richard was very good and all that. Nobody keeps, no customer contains or keeps their reviews to themselves. We have a community where we say those things. Now, have this at the back of your mind when you want to deal with a customer in a wrong way. And the worst thing, today that we live in a social media driven community, that community is online. The day you treat one customer wrongly, he has a community of 1,000, 10,000. Emeka Nobi's has how many people? 280,000 people that he's going to talk to. And that 280,000 people have 1 million people that follows them that they are going to talk to because they like Emeka. They're not there, but you know how they will say it. Emeka says, I went to buy fuel today, and Chinenye Prudence Okoye's filling station now treated me badly. He has written and he has stopped it. See my man here. He goes out there, he sees it. See how Chinenye people treat my man, Emeka Nobis. Those people are very stupid. I'm sure they even slapped Emeka. Now, one other person that heard that likes Chinenye now says, do you know that one of my friends, his friend, went to Chinenye filling station. They now slapped that my friend's friend. They even kicked him. This one now says, that guy is even bleeding. By now he's in the hospital. You know why? People magnify what they don't see. That's customers for you. And because they're in that small community, remember, every community is controlled. Because they're in that controlled community, whatever small information that passes there hurts your business if it is wrong information or if it's a wrong experience. So whatever thing you want to do with your customer, try as much as possible to have this at the back of your mind. Number one is that the customers do not care about you. Then number three is that the customers are inherently selfish. Even you here, you're shaking your head, you're selfish. You're very selfish. After I no pay you. And that man is shouting, hey, but I paid you. So this is a ground rule. In every business you do, number one is that the customers do not care about you. Number two is that the customers think in communities, not in isolation. Number three is that the customers are selfish. If you have these three at the back of your mind, trust me, you will build a sound customer-related business. Or rather, the way we call it, you build a sound customer-centric business. Now, why is customer service important? Why is this man important? No. Why are you running? Yeah, leave it here. Why is this guy the boss? This guy is the boss because the day he says, I'm not going to buy from you again, like we said, he has a community. And he goes into his community to say, we're not going to, I don't want to use anybody's business. Let's use something, an abstract. I'm not going to buy egg from Egg Consulting Services again. Do you know that there are people that like him in that community that will stop buying from you? Not because they have that experience. Not because they won't know anything about... They'll just stop doing business with you. Your role as a business person is to understand that this man is the boss. And this is why customer service is very important. Some people tell us, I've seen some people that will be like, we need training, but this customer service, is it very important? Before I used to tell them, it's very important now. Today I tell them, if you think it's not important, then it's not important. The day you grow up and realize that it's important, then it's very important. As you set up your business, customer relationship management is the most important training or the important strategy you must put in your business. See what this guy said. Who is Sam Walton? What beautiful. Where is Walmart? One of the biggest companies really in the world. See what this guy said. By simply spending his money somewhere else. That's the only thing he needs to do. He doesn't need to come and shout. He doesn't need to come and drag. He doesn't need to. He just needs to say, we are not buying here again. And carry your money that is supposed to be for you. Because once they've come in, once they are now relating with you, it is assumed that is your money. Carry your money and go and meet some other people and start doing business with them. Let me tell you something that happened as a school proprietress, right? School owner. A simple thing that might mean nothing to you, but it meant a lot of things to them. During, midterm break, right? The teachers failed to call the parents and inquire how the children were behaving. You would think it's not important, but do you think in CRM realm it's very important? The children were on holiday, and the school never cared to call to say, how are children? I hope they are okay. No call, no nothing. The only time you reached out was to say, let us pay school fees. That means the only relationship we have is transactional. There is no emotional communication or connection or relationship. And that's why some people, one man I know, withdrew his 4 children from a school to another school. Customer service, customer experience. Right now, we're talking to a client that wants to build one of the biggest car repair center in River State today. We're talking with him. And he asked me, what is that one thing, that single one thing that I can put in my business that will give me an edge in terms of CRM? What is that one thing? Because he has done what every other person is doing. If I walk into a car repair shop today, I have the new ones, right? The latest ones. I have how do you call it? This machine that scans my car. We have it. We have the fancy, maybe wine and all that. So we have it. And I just told him that one thing that will set you apart. One thing that will set you apart. And when I just said that, it made more sense that he gave me some money. So if you're going to steal his idea, please, I have my account number. You can send the money there. So I told him a simple thing that the moment I bring my car for you to service or for you to repair, after doing all those things you do with my car is going to be dirty. I'm not sure any man likes to drive a dirty car. Or women, no, you don't want to drive a dirty car, would you? After repairing that car, send it to a car wash. And the car wash shouldn't be outside. The car wash should just be something by... What does it take to set up a car wash? When you have set up $1 billion on all those things, it doesn't take you, honestly now, just bring her like 300,000-500,000, put up a nice car wash. When this guy launched it, not that he hasn't even launched, just a small test, people that came to the and I said, no, don't worry, go. When they finished the car, he called me, when they finished the whole stuff, wash the car. Some people, when they come, their car is, they say, but you never do this car now. You know why? In their head, how mechanic go wash car? For where? Mechanic wash your car. Mechanic will help you dirty the car. In fact, if it's not dirty, to the extent to which your car is dirty determines how well he fixed your car. Yeah, now because I take my car, when I come see the car, if it's too dirty, and I say, yeah, they really work on it. It's a mental thing, right? So I said, because we have done all this, one thing that can give you that extra edge, that customer experience, that one thing, wash the cars. Brother, if that guy fix your car, finish, wash them. Tomorrow you go carry the car, go there. That's that simple one thing. So I'm going to ask you now, what is that one thing in terms of CRM that changes the dynamics of your business? Bro, what is that one thing? You don't have to answer because I know say go answer, but you don't have to answer. What is that one thing that changes the dynamics of your business? Now, when you go home and take this away from this training, you realize that when you implement it in your business, you tell us thank you. You tell Emeka Nobis thank you. Because CRM is very important. So now that we've established that CRM is very important and the customer experience is very good, so let's go to the next one. Now, this is the customer experience journey. This is very, very important. At the inception of everybody that walks into your business, the first time, the first contact, you don't have to even write because I think we share these slides. Emeka writes? They're going to get the slides. Oh, okay, fine. Now, at the inception of every touch point, at the inception of every time I hear about your business, I'm a stranger. At that inception, that first time, if I've never gotten anything from your business, I've not heard, I've nothing, no awareness, I want to buy T-shirt, I want to buy a watch, and I'm checking, and I'll see that, there's a T-shirt here. Oh, let me buy. And I click. At that point, see where I am. There's no perceived value. I just want to buy water. My daughter says it's not water, it's water. It's water. So I want to buy water. So I want to buy water. At that point, I'm a stranger. There is no perceived value. Right? See, the customers have little or no familiarity or awareness of the brand. The only thing I want to do is to buy water. It's not even water. There's a way they say it. Water. Okay. Oh, sorry. Please, let me just stay on water. So at that point, there is no familiarity, there's no awareness. I just want to buy water and go away. At every point that the customer has been kept, or every point you lose your customer, this is the chain. Sometimes we lose our customers here. Sometimes we just lose them there. So you see, they have the first contact. Oh, there's a nice water. They now run and come again. Here, we now lose them here. They become acquaintance. You know, see, they say they perceive little significant differentiation among blah, 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 position and use. This is where we lose them. But in customer experience, the reason we're here, we want you to go all the way to convert all the customers to who? To partners. That's when you begin to enjoy the benefits of what? Continuous purchase. The idea for this is that the moment I want to buy water, your brand comes into my head. The moment I want to boost my ads, I call my friend Chinedu. That is my concern. The moment I want to eat okay, let's even do this experiment. Let's just close our eyes for a moment. Please, everybody close your eyes. Close. I'm going to touch you if I'm coming to you. Please, I want to eat a very nice bucket of nkwobi. Where are you taking me to? Everybody open your eye. Where are you taking me to? Okay. What's that best food you like? What's that one thing you like to eat that if I come to your house, you want to take me out to? Okra soup, beautiful. I like okra soup, my best soup. So I want to eat a very hot plate of seafood okra soup. Where is that place you're taking me to? Don't even think. Beautiful. Why did she think about Amala Joint? Because Amala Joint has been able to converse her to maybe friends or partner. If your business has not been able to do this, that means you're still struggling with what? Strangers. Is a problem. And many people will come to talk to, will realize that this is always their problem. You can't retain people. Your job as a business person, your job as an entrepreneur is not for me to come and buy one-off. Your job is to make me come, you keep me, and I go home and bring all my friends that need your services to come do business with you. That's your job. That's when you know that your customer relationship strategy is beginning to have a huge payoff. If it's not doing that, brother, please go back to your drawing table. Or rather, drawing board. Your strategy is not working if you've not been able to do this to partners or to your friend. To this partner, you see, we now have customized value. This is where the people begin to... See, this is when somebody says, oh, I went to buy bread in this bakery, and I didn't like it. Some other person say, for what now? Do you know who owns that bakery? My friend. The person doesn't even know you. My friend, I've been buying bread there for the past 50 years. In fact, my great-grandfather bought bread. Who are you? Fights don't start, though. That's what you should be able to do. That when somebody says something about you, you have ambassadors that will fight for you. But if you've not been able to replicate this, there is no... In fact, you don't even have parity value yourself. Talk more of customized value. You don't even have as simple as this one. Then here is the differential value. That's why I said, what is that one thing? Every business, sometimes when we're going to consult in some businesses, one question we ask them is, what makes you different? I'm sure Mr. Maple said something about that, differential values. I know he said something about that. So he now said, what makes you different? Everybody is in the real estate sector now. Whether or not you agree, everybody is almost in the real estate sector. Yeah, because every day we see new real estate companies coming out, which is a very good thing. Yeah. But the question sometimes I ask people is, what makes you different? Aside giving people a bag of fries and tomatoes. Well, it's a good thing now. Why are people laughing? But I'm just saying, aside that, what is that one thing that makes you different? That once I buy this land, I'm going to go out there to begin to talk to people for you. That's what I'm saying. What is that one value? I'm not saying you should answer, but you can go home and answer. What is that one value? Like we said, the guy that added the car wash. What is that one thing that you can add? That is what we call it. That is what we're calling what? Differential value. Then you have to take it further and begin to create what? Customized value for each customer. That's where customer experience is now beginning to take shape. And that's why we now said, before you start up that business, who are your customers? It doesn't mean that you have the whole world as your customer. In fact, as a rule, everybody can't be your customer. In fact, it's a basic rule. Some people said, sometimes we walk into a business and say, okay, so fine. Who do you want to sell to? Everybody. How? How do you want to sell to everybody? You crash now. I mean, nobody has the sophistication to deal with everybody. Even the biggest brands in the world, they have their targeted audience. In fact, when we're doing that Facebook ads, but bro, that change, right? When you're doing your Facebook ads, the first question they ask you is, audience. Who are your audience? Hey, now. If Facebook, that big Facebook, can ask you that simple question, you think you should be asking yourself that question when you set up your business. Who are your audience? When you set up that school, there are people that you say, these are my audience. This is who I'm called to serve. If you don't define that in your business, you have a problem because you obviously can't sell to everybody. You don't have the mental sophistication. You don't have the competency range. You don't have the emotional sophistication to deal with everybody. The small people, when they come buy from Jeff, they even complain. The small people that are coming to buy from you, you're already complaining. They have problem. Talk more of when the whole River State comes to you. So you see what we're saying. I hope you're following. Beautiful. So you must try as much as possible. Now, to get to this partner, it might be a very long thing. But I'm saying try as much as possible to get to the friends point, where your customers now become your friends. Okay, fine. It should be something that you should be working towards to achieve. Where customers become your friend. So today, I don't know, bring out your paper. Say, how do I make my customers my friend? How? Start thinking. You don't have to answer anything. Just it's for your own consumption. You know what caused me here? Even at a higher price, you realize that at this point, price is no longer a problem. Price is no longer that's why I told you that your competition does not matter. At that point, the price point is nothing. Just go to Kingsley's office now. But Kingsley is doing this for 1 million naira. Go and meet Kingsley. What's your problem? Go and call Mr. Kingsley. But Mr. Fred is doing it for 100K. My friend, go and meet Mr. Kingsley. Because Mr. Kingsley has been able to take him from the stranger point to where? To the friend perspective. Not just that, he has been able to replicate an experience that is consistent. Over time. Thank you. Over time. Like I said, the job is not for me to just come today and go, right? Beautiful. It's a consistent thing. If you can't replicate that consistently, you're still struggling. So my job, or our job here, is to do that even at a higher price. Because at that point, price is no longer a problem. And I think that's where many of us want to get to. Where price is no longer a problem. Where the customers come to you despite or in spite or whatever your price. The people just come do business with you. Next slide, please. So you see, how do we get to that point where you can do all these things we've talked about? Let's get to the next slide, please. Number one is this. Institute a what? A service culture. Add the what? What is culture? Whatever you call it, a way of life, lifestyle. That's culture. In my head, the moment I see this guy's name, I know in my head, because of what he has portrayed over time online, I know he's a priest, right? I might be wrong, though. Bro, are you a priest? You're a priest now. I used to see you wear that white thing. You're a priest now. I never seen him with a woman before. But I've seen it like 2-3 times. You used to hug those girls online. I don't say a priest is hugging people. Oh, priest married. Okay. But I used to, well, I grew up in a Catholic family. I grew up in a Catholic family. Yeah, so each time I see this guy on white, and I say, hey, priest. But when I see him with women, hugging women, close, say, this one no be amu. Thank God you clarified me. Well, you see, it's something he has done consistently over time. Online, his footprints I've seen over time. It became automatically his culture. I'm not saying you should not be hugging women. Don't leave that part, but he's a priest. That's what I'm trying to say is that because I've not met him anywhere before. It's just his name. The moment I saw this name, I said, I've seen this person online. Because of what he has done over time, it became a culture. So you see, you must institute a service culture at the inception of your business. At the what? At the inception. So we now say, while you're trying to create your business, what is that one thing you say your business is going to do at the end? Did you consider your customers at that point? Did you consider your point? Do you have a customer relationship policy right now? How do you deal with customers? How do you have all those things? Now that's it. At the inception of your business, you must have a service culture. Culture is a way of life. Culture influences how we behave. If you do not try as much as possible to inculcate this service culture in your business, at that time, you're going to struggle. Because service culture influences the kind of people that come to work with you. You don't have the right, or you don't have to employ people that do not like people if you run a service cultured business. And in every service cultured business, you realize that customer service is not a department. Customer service is not a department. It's an organizational culture. It's something that everybody must imbibe. Whether you're the accountant, the project manager, you have that at the back of your head that this is how we are. This is who we be. This is how we behave. This is who we are. Now, because you have a service culture, your vision, your values, your philosophy, the soul of the business. The philosophy is the soul of the business. Who the business is, that thing where once I come into that business, I know it's Kingsley's business. You know, my friend Maple here, the moment I see a write-up, even if you copy his write-up and say it's your own, because many people do it. People will just come, carry Maple. I don't see person carry Maple laptop. People will walk, write book. Somebody used Maple's work and wrote an e-book. The moment you carry Maple's work and say it's your own, Maple's spirit is in that work. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Maple's soul, Maple's philosophy is in that work because that is who he is. That's what culture means. Somebody has seen my work somewhere and just called me, Mr. Richard, I saw your work somewhere. I said, what's it? Tell me about this. I said, yeah, but it's my... I said, how did you know? He said, I know you now. Once I see your thing, I know it's not your own. Something that, you see that thing, nobody can give it except you. That's why you can't steal somebody's philosophy. You can't steal somebody's core. That is why when you start up your business, we ask you, what is the philosophy of the business? I'm sure Mr. Mabu said something about that. Your vision, the value, the aspiration that the business seeks to achieve in the future. It is tailored to you alone. So that service culture runs with all these things. Even the person that wants to work with you, will not even do anything, they raise her up. Okay, let's run. So number one is that you must institute a service culture in the business. This culture of service delivery, where you want to serve your customers very well, this must be enshrined in all aspects of your business. The moment I come into the business, I should know in my head that this business is customer service driven. It is highly customer centric. And it's not a joke. It must be deliberately moved. Number two, the next slide. Beautiful. Now you now see a good customer service culture supports customer service through what? It must have what? That's very important. I think that's the fundamental. It must have management commitment. If this management commitment is lacking, that means it's not a culture. At every point you want to serve your customer, a management commitment must be following that. In fact, the person must be backed by a management commitment to that. Next slide, please. The number two is that you must focus on the internal customers before. You must focus on the internal customers. That means everybody that works with you must be well taken care of. Everybody that works with you must be well taken care of. In fact, must be loved. See, you can't tell me to treat the external customers well when I've not been paid. Forget this English we're speaking here. You've not paid me for 2 months. And you now come and tell me to take whatever from that woman that is coming to shout at me. Are you mad? I'm going to slap the person. Right? I've not eaten because you owe me 2 months' salary. I've not eaten. In fact, probably I trekked from my home to the office. And somebody is now coming to shout at me. Customers will always shout at me. If I've been paid, I'm loved. That morning, the boss has called me. Have you eaten? Are you in the office? Okay, fine. I'll be in Lagos. I'm in Lagos. Please take care of the office. I trust you. I know you deliver well. I'm happy. If customers come to give us all those wahala, I'm going to soak it in because the boss has shown me love. You've not shown me love. You're talking to me carelessly. And this woman wants to come and talk to me too carelessly. I'll transfer it. And you know the funny thing? The moment I react negatively to the customer, it is not my name that goes out there to the blogs. Beautiful. So this person says, in politics, there's what we call political neutrality. It simply means that if you're the governor and I'm your advisor, and I tell you, go and slap that governor, and you go and slap that governor, and war starts. Who advised you to go and slap the governor? I'm neutral. It is you that took the action. That means the man that sits at the top is the man that his name is going everywhere. So that's political neutrality. So let's bring it into CRM here. There's a business neutrality where me insults the customers and the customers now gets angry, goes online to write and says, this group of company insulted me. They won't call my name. They won't call Richard insulted me. So the reason you should always treat your people good is because of what I've just explained now. Because when the chips gets down or when shit hits the ceiling or the fan, my name is not going to go out there. Or my employee's name is not going to go out there. My brand is going to go out there. I know something in business. Bad news sells faster than good news. You might be treating me well. Every day you come, exceptional service, beautiful service. The day you give me one bad service. So this is how you want to treat me? After all that I've supported you and bought from you from how many years, this is how you're not treating me. I'll go home and tell to my community. Forgetting all the good ones you'll be, customers, we have short memory span. I know we live in a world where attention is becoming scarce. So you must also understand that these things are happening. The customers give us real life experiences. These things are real. I'm buying from you every day. So you now have to treat me up. So all the 20 years I'm in my life, this is how you want to now pay me back. They'll forget that you've been treating them well 20 years too. That is why you must also, at all times, focus on your internal customers before your external customers. So while you're churning out strategies to deal with your external customers, churn out strategies to deal with your internal customers. When we talked about our 4 cardinal points, the internal customers are the what's number 3 before we focused on the number 4. So how do you treat your people inside? Next slide, please. So we now come here and read all this. We say, collectively, employees' perception of their quality of work life, fairness, respect, meaning, purpose, morale, optimism, and feelings of well-being significantly impacts their ability to build trust and confidence with customers. If you don't treat me well while working with you, I will not build trust and confidence with customers. We now say, without these crucial ingredients, they will encourage customers to do business where? Elsewhere. That's where your competition now comes in. In fact, your competition is waiting. It's just waiting. That is why the customer, that's clients that didn't call my children when they were at home, and the only thing you called to say, I will not pay school fees. Do you know that some schools are calling their parents, how are the children and all that? Because there's that missing link. You've given me the room now to run away. Yeah? So this is that small thing. In fact, you've encouraged me to do business elsewhere. Next slide. Then number 3, you must consistently enhance your customer service touch points. You must consistently enhance your customer service touch points. This is severely important. This is severely important. Every business has a touch point. One time while we were traveling, my friend was going to drop me at the airport in Abuja. I'd finished what I was doing in Abuja, so he was going to drop me. While we were going to the airport, he now saw a billboard. Normal billboard. He looked at it and told me, these stupid billboards, see how they designed this whole thing. Meanwhile, when he meets the CEO of this company, he did say, know everything. See, come on to design billboard, you know if you design billboard, no one that need to do business with them. A billboard. Your billboard is your touch point. The way you talk is your touch point. The way your employees behave out there is a touch point. Your website is a touch point. Anything that customers have to touch to get to you, the person that picks your phone call, in fact, your gate man. Do you know that some people refuse to do business with somebody because the gate man chased them away? And that's why we say train your people. Is I say, I want to go train gate man. We think consign gate man, we'll do that at the top. Your gate man is your first touch point. Sometimes you've lost good business deals because your gate man told them, why they park? Are you mad? Why you park here? This man no get sense. And the man just looked at him and said, instead of me to cause problem, make I just reverse and calls you. I came to your office, but I couldn't do it again. No worry, let's do it next time. You've lost that deal. Your gate man is your touch point. Anything, what's it called? Your flyer is a touch point. Have you seen, I worship a house on the rock. And sometimes people just see our flyer and say, is this church too good? Flyer. Somebody says it's fresh. So imagine somebody picks your flyer. What would the person say about your business? You think those things are irrelevant? You think sometimes some people, just like Maple said, you go out there on your social media pages and play and joke and write some nonsense thing, and tomorrow you now say I should come and I'll do business with you. Those things are touch points. So you must consistently, at all times, enhance your customer service touch points. This is very, very important. In fact, it is insanely important. You don't have to joke with it. Anything that has your company name on must be taken care of at all times. Anything that has your company name on has to be taken care of. The most important one here is what? Your employees. And this brings us to, next slide, this brings us to what? The broken window theory. And the coffee stains and touch points. The broken window theory simply means that, okay, let's give this small analogy. If you're driving, if tomorrow I say, I'm staying in the most secured part of town, come to my estate. And while you're driving into my estate, you're seeing broken windows everywhere. Windows are broken everywhere. Would you believe that experience of secure in your head, you will lose it because it's no longer correlating. If you have told your wife that, oh babe, I'm going to take you out today for our 20, I'm not sure they don't marry for 20 years. Let's say 5 years. Not up to 5 years. Maybe let's say your 2 years anniversary. You want to take your wife. Your wife has dressed very well. You guys now stepped out and went to a restaurant. And the moment you sit down, you see coffee stain, a large coffee stain on the whatever. Would you think that your food is being prepared very well? Beautiful. It has ruined the experience. So coffee stain and broken window are real things in life. These are analogies to tell us that your touch points are very important. So anything that has your name on, just imagine that your brand is that secured place that they've told some, is that real estate, rather, is that estate that I'm driving into. And the moment I see broken window, I'm going to tell myself this place is not secured. And this is a real life analogy that happened in the US. They used it to fight crime in a place. They said, okay, how do we curb crime in this particular place somewhere in the US? And they said, okay, let us go out there and clean all the graffitis on. You know what they call graffiti? They said, let us clean all the graffitis on the wall in that state, rather that city. Let us clean it and fix all the broken windows. And when they finish doing that stuff, in less than 1 month, crime reduced drastically. Because criminals came there and realized that the graffitis are no longer on the wall, the windows are broken. That means there is law and order here. No criminal wants to stay in a place where there is law and order. They left. A restaurant now says that, how do we transform our business? The simple strategy the consultants gave them was to clean everything that has to do with coffee stains. And the customers, they turn around. The restaurant has a huge turnaround. So you consistently ask yourself, what are the broken windows in my business? And what are the coffee stains? Only you can answer that question. Only you. I don't know the coffee stains that are in your business. I don't know the broken windows. When you begin to fix these things, trust me, in the realm of CRM, things will change. Next slide. Number 4. This is where all the problems in CRM is. Or rather, this is where all the problems are. So number 4, we now say create unique systems that effectively address what? Customer complaints. Create what? Unique systems that effectively addresses what? Customer complaints. Let me tell you something. You see, complain. Customer is complaining. Every complaint is a basic or a fundamental business right of a customer. Every customer has a right to complain. In fact, if your customers are not complaining, ask questions. Doesn't mean that you're doing well. Trust me, doesn't mean that you're doing well. They might just be waiting for the next competition to come. Or they might be saying, I don't know how he'll react when I complain. Let me just keep quiet. I'm just waiting. I'll use a simple case study. It happened to us. The first place I lived in before I got married and moved out, there's only one very good retail store around there. Just one very good retail store. And the person that manages the business when the woman is not around is as rude as R-U-D-E. That lady, yes, capital letter. She's as rude as R-U-D-E. So we just kept managing her because there was no alternative. We just kept saying, no, wala. One day, one guy from Anambra State just came, bought land, built house, and I asked his wife, what do you want? She said, shop. The next day, shop done full. The next 2 days, nobody they come here again. It's a simple thing. It's a simple analogy. This woman did not do anything different. This new woman didn't do, in fact, the store was not fine. Who is the number one person to go there? Richard. I just told all my neighbors. I came down and I said, a new shop is here. Bro, because in my compound we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. I said, guy, now here we're going to go buy something now. Everybody just simply followed me. So one day the woman now said, bro Rich, I need to see you for our shop again. I said, not true now. Because we have complained timelessly. We have told her, this your sister is very rude. The way she talks to people here, she talks like she's doing you a favor to sell to you. She's not selling long life and prosperity. So we kept telling her at the time. She said, but she's my sister now. What do you want? I said, no, I'm not saying you should chase her. I'm just saying you should caution her. Do you know that when we left, in space of 6-8 months, she closed down. Now, this is a big warning to you that think that the customers are disturbing you. The customer, they complain. What are you complaining? If this woman is too, every time she wants to complain, no worry. If your customers are not complaining to you, ask questions. How do you ask questions? Give a survey or have a feedback box and tell them, please tell us what you feel about our business. The reason they might not be complaining is because they're just waiting for the new guy to come. Ask questions. You think you're satisfying them well and they're happy? You think so? Who told you so? Who told you so? Customers have a fundamental right to complain. And I see it sometimes on social media. The way we talk to our customers on social media. Hey? Customers that are buying things from you. Once when I got newly married, my wife said she wanted this hair. I don't know, one of those hairs. And that's okay, so how do we buy it? She referred me to somebody online on Instagram. So we bought the hair. I made payment. You know, they always tell you, how do they say it? Payment validates order. You know, that was then now. That was like 2020. So I was new in the game, buying things online. So especially dealing with women online. So we bought the hair. She said she paid. At the time, it was like 2 something. We paid and all that. She said it was going to be delivered under 4 days. She was in Lagos. I'm Port Harcourt. She said 4 days. I said, oh, no, I told my wife. She said, no problem. 3 days, as usual, I reached out to her. So I should be expecting the hair today, right? She said, who is this? I've never felt depressed in my whole life like that. She said, who is, no, she didn't say who is, she said, who are you? She gave me this impression like I'm coming to disturb her. You get? But the funny thing is that there's a trail, there's a mail trail, no, not mail, there's a conversation trail. So did you delete the whole stuff? Right? She said, who are you? As I said, trying to find a way now to, imagine you to find a way to pacify me. Me, I'm now finding a way to pacify you. And I said, so it doesn't be like, Richard is asking her out now. She's disturbing her. And I said, oh, okay, I'm the guy that actually paid. Have you paid? When did you pay? Do you know that this lady actually confirmed payment at the time I paid? Now, this drama happened and all that. Do you know when we got the hair? She told us 4 days, right? We got that hair under 4 months. Well, let me not say 4 months, 3 months plus. I wish I was the kind of guy that called people out online. I would have called her out online. But I just said, and my wife is the kind of person that do not even want problem. In fact, I'm the problem person. So I just told her, babe, you should, talk now, call this. She said, babe, I don't have that strength. If she wants to go, let her go. Now, when the hair now came, what you ordered and what was delivered were completely different. And that is why I would never, put the word never, buy things online in Nigeria anymore. Put the word never, capitalize never as the word never. I won't. Except books, except maybe things like books. Yeah. Instead, I go to Amazon and buy. And this is not the only experience. I'm saying it because that's the one that readily comes to my mind. And many of us here are people that do businesses online. We are guilty. We are guilty. You see somebody go online, your customer complains, and you want to shout. In fact, you want to arrest your customer. Okay, yes, so block in fact, she threatened to block me. Yes, she told me if I talk rubbish, she will block me. And if she had blocked me, I don't know how would I get my money back because she has blocked it now. So I said being careful to say, okay, sorry. Okay, please now, hi. We're laughing now, but it wasn't funny at the time. Your customers must complain. So you must create a unique system that effectively addresses customers' what? Next slide. Now you see it here. Customer complaint is a fundamental business right of every customer. I have to say this. In fact, if I close here, I'm cool. Customer complaint is a business right. It's a fundamental business right. Your customers must complain. And when they do, please, listen to them. The fundamental triple L. Look, listen, learn. Look, listen, learn from your customers. Listen to your customers. There is no way you create a brand that is thriving or a world-class brand without doing this. I bought something from Amazon years ago, a phone. No, not a phone now, this is a watch. I bought a watch from Amazon years ago, I can't remember now. They shipped the watch, and they didn't ship the right model I wanted. I now complain. When I complain, they say, oh, I'm sorry. They shipped my own model and told me to keep the other one. Why do you think Amazon is one of the biggest or whatever best-selling companies in the world today? The owner said the only foundation that he used in building his business is what? Customer service. Go and Google Jeff Bezos and Google customer service. You realize that he's one of the best companies that's put this thing in practice. And I'm telling you here today, customer service is a game changer. It's one strategy that you institute in your business that changes everything. What's the one thing that will not change in business in the next 10 years? Prices can change. Your competition can change. But how you treat your customers must not change. Now, that is saying that if you treat them very well, it must not change. In 10 years, your customers will not come to you and say, the way you treated me 5 years ago was too good. Don't treat me well again. Do you think customers will do that? No. In fact, they put a burden on you to treat them better. Next slide, please. You see what it does here. Resolving complaints easily, or rather, listening to your customers leads to what? Increased trust and empathy. And number 2, it does what? It reduces what? Tension and strife. It does these 2 things. Once customers begin to trust you, that is when they can sell you to their community. Without trust, they can't sell you. Now, next slide, please. Number 5, you have to prioritize ABEF services. You must consciously, consistently, voraciously, find whatever, and do this. ABEF. Number 1 is what? You must consistently provide affordable services to your customers. I did not say cheap services. I said what? Based on the kind of customers you are serving. What is affordable to A might not be affordable to B. And the difference is in your what? Your target audience. If I'm not going to sell this thing to the elites for 100 naira, that's the difference. Because this water, everybody says is 100 naira. If I want to sell to the elites, I will not sell for 100 naira. So for the elites, that means I have to find a price that is affordable to them. Doesn't mean that it's going to be affordable to the other people. Because my target audience are okay with it, that means I'm okay. Number 2 is that you must consistently prioritize better services. Your services must be better every time. It must be, what is better? Better simply means that it is what? It is improving. Better services. Your services must be better all the time. Number 3 is that your services must be easy. Your process, your systems must be easy. It must be very easy for the customers to just look at and do and follow through. Then number 4 is that your services must be fast. Fast. And you see, and this is where customers have problems dealing with people. I'm going to deliver tomorrow. 24 hours. Just pay now. As you're paying now, we are calling our delivery guy. Payment validates order. Sharp, you'll get under 24 hours. The reason they are shouting all this, the reason we are shouting all this is to collect the person's money. The moment you collect the person's money, you now tell 24 hours now becomes 24 days. But if you all consistently prioritize the fact that fast services must be given to your customers, I come to your office to come and buy your rug. And you tell me that, okay, fine, after paying, you are going to find people to deliver it in 2 days. And you deliver in 1 day. How do you think that customer is going to react to you? And this is something we've done in our business. We changed the business with what? Timeliness. We changed one of their values. When we are redesigning the business, we now said, okay, let us put timeliness. This guy is a fashion designer. We now told him that, tell your people that you're going to deliver in 7 days. Once they give you, deliver in 5 days. A business that was making less than 50 million naira today is making close to 150 million naira. Timeliness. The reason for that is that you can trust him for your wedding clothes. Without telling him if your wedding is tomorrow, you not tell him if your wedding is next year, you not tell him it is this year. So that he's going to deliver fast. Then number 6, you must consistently embrace what? Siva. The number 1 for S, the S is what? You must consistently prioritize the fact that you are a solution provider. You must give solution, you must provide solution consistently to your customers. Once they come to you with problems, solve it. Customers will always come to you with problems because they did the business with you. Solve it. That is why businesses have aftercare services. Good businesses don't tell you the moment I collect your money, don't come and disturb me again. When they collect your money, they have aftercare services. Some people go as much as 6 months services aftercare. You buy a brand new car, they're going to some people's services. One of my friends told me then he wanted to sell his car and said, Richard, if you buy this car, I'm going to give you aftercare service for 1 year. That's a business. So be a solution provider. Number 2 is that you must provide consistently information to your customers. Give your customers information about product and services. Oh, you release a new product today. Customer CEO will release a new product to see how the thing works and all that. Release information. Don't hold information to your customers. Don't from your customers. Like they're disturbing you. I do business with you, Mr. Chinedu. I say, okay, please boost this ad. And it doesn't convert. You have the right to explain to me. I come to you and say, this thing is not converting. And all that. This, in fact, by the way, Chinedu is one of the biggest, in fact, trusted, Facebook ad guru. Let's clap for him, please.
Advert fees apply.
My bill is okay.
Chinedu, advert fees apply. See
yes,
me
I just told him, we'll see you. Don't see
me later. Advert fees
don't
apply.
Share my, Oh, Chinedu, stand up, let them see you. If you want to, Chinedu is one of the best guys there. And I'm sure he's going to do all we've talked about here in your business. So sit down. So you must consistently give what? Information. V is value. V is value. You must provide what? Value that are relevant. Relevant value. Some values are irrelevant. You think you're giving values and the customer is saying, what's in this one they even do? You must provide values that are relevant. Then the last one is that you must consistently provide access to your customers. Your customers must have access to you. It is not when they buy from you, you shut them out. The woman that locked me out. In fact, she even told me one time that, sir, you're shouting. Jesus. I was pained. And I said, you're shouting. No, she... Do you know, I felt like, let me just trace this lady to Lagos. So you must consistently embrace SIVA. SIVA, S is what? I is, B is, A is. Next slide. Then number 7 is what? You must create a detailed customer service policy document for your business. It must be detailed. There is no way you want to create a world-class brand that is acceptable, that is loved, and that must be consistently patronized, that you don't have this in your business. You must have a detailed policy document that starts from that details everything, who your customers are, how you treat them, how you want them to behave, how you want them to react, what experience you want them to give. This must be in your business. And in case you don't know how to do all these things, you can just reach out to Richard and Malcolm Consulting. Next slide, please. This is your policy document. Try as much as possible to get it. Next slide. Thank you very much for listening to me. So Richard and Malcolm Consulting is one of the best. In fact, what's the other word better than best? Okay, bestest. Richard and Malcolm Consulting is the bestest company when it comes to CRM. We do other things, but CRM is our main touch point. So if you have any problem related to CRM or how to create all those policy documents we're talking, see my number there. And please, WhatsApp. WhatsApp only. Then for everybody that is here, I forgot to do that. For everybody that is here, I don't know how it's going to happen. Emeka, for everybody that is here, please, I will give them a case study. Yeah, for everybody here, I will give them a case study that you can look at with all that we've taught today, with all that we've learned today. You look at that case study and find ways to solve them. So I don't know whether, Jeff, can you create I don't know how that will happen. Rebecca, how can that happen? Okay, beautiful. You create a WhatsApp group. Okay, fine. So then we'll send you that document in the WhatsApp group. Then when you solve it, you can reach out to me privately. Now I'm going to just give us 2 days. We'll have an open window for just 2 days for us, all of us here, to discuss that case study. And after that, please, it closes. If you want to reach out to me privately, it's for business. I'm a businessman now. So thank you very much. I hope you found my session interesting.
He's not just a businessman, he has a family to take care of.
I have a family. I have a family to take care of.
Very important.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, brotherly. Let's put our hands together again for that very wonderful CRM presentation there.